They say there was a woman that had a good year. It happens, she had a good lucky year. And she prays and says, Rabbeinu Shalom, you know, don't write anything in you, don't delete anything, just keep it going. See, sometimes we have this feeling that, it was all right. I had all kinds of happy events in this year, and I would like to have the next year or next few years going in the same line. But many a time, some people have very long lists of things that they want to change. And I'm not speaking now about internal changes or what people decide about themselves. I'm speaking about the world. I would like to have a different year. I would like to have a year that would have different openings, different opportunities. For some people, a new year maybe, not everybody prepares for it today. For some people, a new year means a new baby. For somebody, a new year means a new spouse. For some people, it may be a new business or whatever it is. But the notion is that it's not that events happen along the time, but the time has its quality. And Rosh Hashanah is the beginning of a year with a different quality. There will be a different quality, and this quality, we say that the time is made of these different and distinct pieces, in which each of the pieces of time is distinctive and is, even though they are of equal size, they are not of equal quality. So each moment in life, in the world, is a particular kind of a moment, which everybody can understand it, not everybody can feel it. This moment of time, this moment, the next moment, is something that can never be repeated. It never happened before. It can never be repeated. It's a unique piece of existence. And this unique piece is a moment. Now, a year is again a unique piece of time. Unique because it's different. In what way? I hope for the best. Sometimes I have to prepare for something else, but at least I may hope for the best. But it's a new year, meaning that it's a renewal of the year. When we speak about a new year, we believe that it is a new, different kind of a year. How different is something that we don't know. Some of it, a part of it, depends on us, and a part of it is objective. It's a new year. It's a new kind of time. A new color, everything will be slightly or not slightly different. It's a new time. Not just for, and I'm not speaking now on the level of the individual who may have its ups and downs every piece of time. But I'm speaking about it generally, objectively. There is a new year coming. I don't know what is coming. It comes like a well-wrapped package, and it will be revealed with the time what it was. It may be that it would be a wonderful year, or it may not be so. But that is something that we don't know. But as I say, it's a new thing is coming. A new thing coming, and many of the prayers, and even more so what I call the kavanot, the internal kind of thinking about the prayers and the meaning of the prayers, deal with that Rosh Hashanah is the time of, what we may call it, the death and birth of a year. And there are lots of, to give you just one of those notes. I don't know if you'll remember it, but some of the notions about the blowing of the shofar on Rosh Hashanah is that some of the sounds of the shofar are cries of a woman giving birth. A year is being born, and the shofar is just crying. I mean, it's just crying, weeping, shouting, because a year is being born with what I call the labor, the pain, and let's say the worry and the promise. But this is, so Rosh Hashanah is a time where a year is being born. A new time is coming, and we try, so to say, when Rosh Hashanah comes, to accept this thing. To accept this thing when there is not just a date, but a new time. A new time. I mean, some of you possibly had the experience. It happens to people, individuals, others, when there is a date, a significant date in history, when there is a date which a new country is being born, in which everything in the past somehow ceases to be, and there is a new dimension of life. So you know you are now passing from this date to another date, and it's a different world. You are crossing not just a geographic, you are crossing a temporal borderline. And that's what they call a new year. So the notion that we are crossing into a different time it means that the world is being, in a way, dead and reborn. Time. The time of the world is dead and reborn. And that's what's happening on Rosh Hashanah. And that is what I call the underlying seriousness of the day, which is a something new is coming into the world. Something is getting out, the old time is disappearing, and there is a new time is just coming and being born. Very, very, very important thing. And sometimes blowing the shofar is one of those significant, say, points. But there are other points in the time in which I'm supposed at least to have a kind of a tremor, a feeling that indeed this thing is coming. It is coming, and then there is a new time. A new time. Man is, the world is born anew. Very well. Now, to go to what I would call it, the question that's being posed is, anyway, if we speak about Rosh Hashanah, not just as a date in the Jewish calendar, and we say, okay, there will be the first of the year in the Muslim calendar, and there will be a first year on the Christian calendar, and another first year on the Greek Orthodox calendar. I mean, these are dates. We speak about Rosh Hashanah as not being a date of the Jewish calendar, but of being a real change of time. A real change of time, which has, basically, it is a change of time which is universal, not Jewish. It's a change of time. It's a new year, objectively new year. It's a new time not because I feel like this, but because it is a new year. And as being a new year, it means it is significant for everybody. For me, for other people, for people who understand it, for the frog in the pond, for Mr. Obama in another pond, for Mr. Putin again another pond. But it is a real change. All of them are passing through the barrier of time. Each of them, as I said, the great man, or the fellow who is sweeping the streets, or the earthworm underneath, and the staphylococcus in my throat, somebody else's throat. It's also a new year, a new time, a new thing. So, in that sense, Rosh Hashanah is, you may call it, basically, it's a day for the king of the world. And if you watch the prayers, it's good. I mean, just a good advice. That's when you hold the siddur in your hand, whether it is a Hebrew or English version, just to try to see what is written there. It's interesting. I know that you can do a lot of davening, which means saying words that are meaningless, but I mean, you can see them. Melech al kol, the blessing of Rosh Hashanah, Melech al kol haaretz, the king of all the universe, and the prayers, the big prayers of Musaf of Rosh Hashanah, which are some of the, I would say, the most glorious prayers in Jewish calendar, in general. See, Malchuyot, Zichronot, Veshofarot, which have the real notion of, see, there are all kinds of prayers. There are prayers that are jollier, there are prayers that are more emotional, but these are prayers that have grandeur. They are grand prayers. It's the days of awe are the point of the awe, not because I'm afraid. The awe is when you come somehow, and you stand near, say, a mountain like Mont Blanc or like Everest. That is the awe. The awe is that you stand there, and you stand just, all of that is across you. You see just what is the greatness. Now, the prayers of Rosh Hashanah speak about this greatness in every level. About what they call, this is the awe. The awe is we're called because we're speaking about the great general cosmic changes. In a way, it is not just a holiday of our little globe. It's a holiday also of the of the nebula of Andromeda. For them it's also a new time, a new year. The world is changing. It's a new year for the cosmos.